Alright, it is 6:30 a.m. We're at the South Kaibab Trailhead, and we are hoping to go all the damn way down and back.
All smiles for the before picture. I wondered at the time if I'd still be smiling at the very end of it. I guess you'll see. Anyway, we are starting at the South Kaibab Trail and on our way down to the very appropriately named Point. So throughout this video, I'll be talking about food, talking about water, talking about training, all that good stuff. And I figure it's best if I talk about it during the video because if you just do this as is, you're gonna be listening to me clomping around like an elephant, breathing heavy, and that is just incredibly freaking awkward. So on our way to Point right now, and man, even just starting this trail, getting the most gorgeous views. Got the morning golden hour going, freaking epic. And the trail wasn't that busy either. There was, I think, only around 4 or 5 other people on the hiker shuttle with me. Anyway, here we go.
Alright, so we're at about 20 minutes to Point. Very cool. There's a O'Neill Butte down there. Gonna go down and around that next. And that's where we came from. Cool stuff.
Now the next stop on the trail is going to be Cedar Ridge. And that's another epic stop, of course. So let me take a minute to talk about water. I went down with about 3.5 liters of water and 2 liters of full sugar Gatorade, which was actually more than enough, way more than enough actually. So keep in mind, on the South Kaibab Trail, there is no water whatsoever. But once you get down to Phantom Ranch, you'll definitely be filling your water and having a beer probably. Yeah, you can definitely refill your water there. And then, assuming you're coming out on the Bright Angel Trail, you're gonna have another water station at Havasupai Gardens you can fill up at. And then depending on the time of year, the 3-mile rest house and the 1.5-mile rest house will also have water for you. So, you don't need to be slinging super crazy waterways.
Alright, we are now at Cedar Ridge, about 45 minutes in. Stop, take a few photos, throw on some sunscreen, and have a little snack. Oh yeah.
Yeah, Cedar Ridge is such a nice rest stop. Good place to chill, have some food. Use the bathroom if you need it without, hanging out behind a rock for a little while, which is still kind of fun. But anyway, so we are going down to Skeleton Point, and you can see O'Neill Butte in the background there. Pretty cool little landmark, Gonna go right at the bottom of it very soon. So now let me talk about food for a little while. And remember, food is your fuel, and it is so unbelievably important. You want to have a good mix of, I had sugary carbs, and then some good proteins and fats, of course. So the sugary carbs, you can have like the energy gels and chews, fruits, candy, all that kind of good stuff. Then you want some protein as well. I had some protein bars, I had some jerky. And then you want some fats as well for long-term sustained energy. So for that, I like basic stuff. Almonds, trail mix, basic stuff like that. I'm gonna keep on rolling down the hill here, and we are almost at Skeleton Ridge. Skeleton Point, I don't know why I said Skeleton Ridge.
Alright, we are now approaching Skeleton Point, which is, I believe, where the NPS says we should turn around. We're not going to do that. Because we are dumb.
So training to do this hike in one day is all about preparing your body for two completely different challenges. The long, punishing downhill and that relentless uphill that's gonna come when you're already tired. And honestly, a lot of people underestimate the downhill because it feels easy at first, but you're loading your quads, your knees, and your ankles with every step. So your training needs to include descents. So think of going down the stairs, hiking downhill even with a weighted pack, and strengthening your quads with exercises like step downs, lunges. I'll touch on this a little bit later, but the goal here is simple. You want to build the stability to stay efficient and pain-free for all these miles. And then of course, there's the climb out. The uphill is going to hit you after hours in the sun and you are going to be so fatigued. So to prepare for this, you want to train with sustained uphill efforts. Think hill repeats, treadmill inclines at 15%, and of course, long hikes. You want to focus on slow, steady pacing to build your cardio. Remember, gotta train both directions, both the down and the up.
All right, we are now at the tip-off. And this is where we're gonna meet up with the Tonto Trail to head out. The first view of the Colorado River. It's crazy to me that that river is responsible for literally all of this. Oh, sweet, the mules. What's up, man? Is it cool if I grab a few photos on your way up? Sweet. All good, man. So it's just the easy part I've done so far. Have a good one. Oh yeah, you're cute. You're cute. Oh, hi. Hi. How's it going?
It's going.
Nice.
Hot today.
Yep. See ya.
Yeah, it's fun passing the mule trains. So remember, when you guys do pass, you as a human are going to be on the inside and the mules are going to be on the outside. Always remember.
Well, I suppose I should stay out of there already. I wonder if I can have a ride up. How's it going? All good, man. All right, have a good one. Have a good ride up, man.
Have a good rest of your day.
Thank you.
This part of the hike is really fun because you can pretty much see the Colorado River at all times. And you can't see it up top. And that's your goal, the Colorado River. It's fun just looking at the trail. It's almost like, it's like a windy snake kind of thing. So cool to look at. And I was actually pretty surprised with how my legs and knees were holding up at this point. Like, my quads were a little bit shaky, but nothing too crazy. And my knees were totally fine. Thankfully, because I've heard so many horror stories about people's knees just getting completely beaten up. But you know, a lot of leg days will definitely help with that. So make sure you're doing your squats, your lunges, your leg extensions, all that good stuff to keep your knees in really good form. And your legs will be fine.
And into the tunnel we go. And onto the Black Bridge. Bottom of the Grand Canyon, baby. Oh yeah. Oh, wait a sec. I gotta climb out too. Shit. Sweet, and the prickly pears are flowering. Love these. And now that we are at the canteen, it is beer time.
That's kind of badass just for that stand.
Oh yeah. All right, it is 11:08. It's time to head back up. Oh shit. Yeah, that looks like fun. That looks like a lot of fun. Oh, hello, helicopter. Are you coming to rescue me from this vicious ascent? No. Shit. Yeah, so I'm gonna keep walking my ass up. All right, we are back at the tip-off. Took about an hour and a half or so here from the canteen. Had to backtrack a little bit because of all the construction. So now we are going to cut over on the Tonto Trail to Bright Angel.
So how most people do the hike is they're going to take the South Kaibab Trail all the way down to Phantom Ranch. Then when they want to go back up, they're going to take the river trail to the Bright Angel Trail. That's the one that goes right along the river. Then they're just going to take Bright Angel up to Havasupai Gardens and then the rest of the way out. But not this time because of all the construction. The river trail was closed and Bright Angel Trail was closed from the river to Havasupai Gardens. So I had to backtrack up South Kaibab to the tip-off, and then I'm on this trail here, the Tonto East Trail, which links up to Havasupai Gardens, and then just take Bright Angel up from there. Now, the Tonto East Trail, I actually found one of the most challenging parts of the hike, which is kind of ironic because it's very, very flat. But the thing is, you are so exposed to the sun. There is like zero shade, and you're probably doing this in midday. So it was very draining, even though it was flat. But look at the views the whole way. I mean, you can't be too down on yourself and bummed out when you think about it. You're in the Grand Canyon looking at all this. It's amazing. It just keeps you going. All right, off to Havasupai Gardens now.
All right, we are approaching Havasupai Gardens, where we'll meet back up to the Bright Angel Trail, and the hard part's really gonna start. Let's do this.
All of these pops of color at Havasupai Gardens, so freaking gorgeous. The greens, the purples, the pinks, such a nice contrast.
So much construction.
Now the real fun part starts. We're going straight up from Havasupai Gardens back to the rim. Now, thankfully, the time of day I was here, it was shaded. I was in the shade virtually the entire time, and that made my life so much easier. Because, yeah, these switchbacks are brutal.
Okay, these last few miles are really, really freaking hard, but can't really beat these views. Cool, right?
At this point, it's just one foot in front of the other. And what was getting me through was thinking about food. What do I want to eat after this? Do I want pizza? Do I want steak? Do I want beer? Well, of course I want beer. But I had no idea what I wanted for my post-hike meal.
Oh, sweet baby Jesus. I can see the end. Yes. Yeah, don't fall, dummy.
Man, how about this sunset? Just epic.
Well, that was nearly me a couple times. Nearly. Okay, the last few steps. Almost back in pavement. And, oh, holy crap, I did it. I freaking did it, holy shit. Whew.
Still smiling after 12 and a half hours on the trail, even though I am a disgusting mess.